Hi, everybody. This is Marilyn. Do we have audio for this today? Great, thank you. Hello, everybody. This is Marilyn, and it's time for the noon edition of Welcome to My World. This is Tuesday, the 18th day of October, and time is flying. So, how's everybody doing this morning? I think we had, I think we had a little frustration in these indices early this morning while they choppity chopped around, but all of them pretty much did the same thing. They haven't moved a heck of a lot, but for those of you who like to trade the NQ, stand by, because this afternoon at 4 o'clock, probably 1 minute after 4, 2 minutes after 4, Intel is releasing their earnings, and that may cause the NQ to move. So if that's something that you're interested in or want to watch it a few times when there's one of these big stocks that is heavily traded and capable of moving that, announces their earnings, and it will depend on if they come in above their forecast or below, and sometimes they come in really good, and you'd think, I mean, it's kind of like trading oil inventory sometimes, and they get hammered for it. So, be very cautious if you're getting into trades about that time. Best thing to do is watch some of these, and the ones that you're really interested in, keep a little journal so you can look back and see how that behaves, and then you'll know how to best take advantage of it. There's always ways to take advantage of all this stuff, but without a little background and a little bit of experience in doing it, sometimes it doesn't work out quite as well as you hoped. So anyway, the indices have not been this hasn't been their greatest morning, that's for sure. But the VIX has come down a little bit. It's still it's trading over 15. Yesterday it was well over 16, and right now it's trading 15.25. So depending on how some of these earnings come in, there's some of these companies have done extremely well, and you kind of have to ask yourself, how long can this go on, given that the economy is not, I mean, I don't care what those silly people say about all those numbers, it's just not all that great. And the Fed is making noises about raising the interest rate. So, I mean, just keep in mind what happened the last time they did that, and there'll be a repeat performance when they do raise them. So the big trades this morning that I saw, crude oil had a decent move from this. The trend catcher put an entry there. There was an E, perfect, wonderful E, that is what one of Lori's third bar slings right here. After that E, trend catcher gave you a confirm right here. We got a cross of the EMAs right here, and it went right down to settlement and a little bit below. The last hour or so, it's taken an hour to form one bar on a 10 tick. No, this is a 12 tick diagnostic, and those are just really. It may come back up. I mean, you can see on the time and sales, there's a lot of block buys coming in. They're buying 50-40s and 50-41s. Somebody bought some 50-39s. But to get this thing to to push up here off of settlement is going to take a heck of a lot more volume than what's showing right now. Gold had a nice move down this morning, started about 8:45, went down almost to settlement. I thought sure it would go to settlement, and then it turned around. It's taken its sweet time climbing back up, but it's still climbing back up. So, let's see. The other thing, Canadian dollar, the Canadian dollar had a nice move down this morning. It was very displeased about the Canadian news this morning. And the Bank of Canada tomorrow morning they're gonna be speaking. So depending on what they're saying, there might be some movement in that. But boy, bonds has really taken a nice move up. Both gold and crude oil have for about a week been in a bit of a choppy chop mode. And I've also noticed something else. For all the early birds, I know there are people who get up and trade, or else they live in a time zone that's not where all the rest of us live. But the Aussie dollar from about midnight to 3 o'clock in the morning usually puts up a really nice entry, and the thing trends for till 6 or 7 and sometimes 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. For those of you trying to figure out what the day is going to bring for the U.S. markets, I can tell you that the crystal ball is the DAX. If you keep a little chart of the DAX up, I think the cash close right now on the DAX is 11:30 Eastern. I'm not sure about that. So after that, it's a moot point. But early in the morning, if you'll look back at the DAX and see what that thing has been doing during the night, it's very heavily traded in Europe, and it generally points the direction of what to expect for the U.S. markets. So it's a free feed if you have a demo account with NinjaTrader, and if you've gone to live rather than pay for it, just if that's all you're paying for, you can get information that's close enough to give you the idea off the internet. Just get a 30-minute candle chart or bar chart or something or other of DAX off the internet. It won't be accurate enough to trade with, and I'm not suggesting you do that. The other thing is, a lot of people have a demo account in NinjaTrader, and they have Nadex platform. Even if you don't trade the DAX, make yourself a daily 30-minute chart on their platform and detach that thing and resize it and stick it in the corner somewhere. You can glean a lot from that. And if you trade the Nadex early in the morning, like I'm thinking 6, 7 o'clock, those early morning, they have expirations early morning on the DAX, so sometimes you can catch a nice ride on that. So tomorrow morning, we're going to have 4:30 in the morning. I guess nobody will be up except the Cajun comedy crowd, but British pound tomorrow morning, and one of those numbers is the unemployment rate and their average earnings. So those are significant economic numbers. At 8:30 tomorrow morning, U.S. news, 10 o'clock Canadian. And they're going to do their bank, the Bank of Canada rate statement, and their monetary policy statement comes out. That's a big deal at 10 o'clock on the Canadian dollar. And of course, tomorrow morning at 10:30 we have crude oil inventory. So I think that's about it. There was a lot of really good information in this room early this morning, and I mean early, I'm talking about 8 to 10:30. If you got in late, I really would suggest that you scroll back up there and grab some of those charts so you can take a look at how other people are using them. And every once in a while, you'll see something that somebody else has done, and all of a sudden, it just clicks. It's like, oh my goodness, now I see what they mean. So that's a very valuable, excuse me, that's a very valuable part of this room. Is typically I'm being asked about trends to catch today. Typically, when there is chop in the morning, there will be nice trades in the afternoon. Around 1:32, right in that timeline. So when you see a whole bunch of chop in the morning, and it just don't get in there unless you really have practiced with doing chop. I don't even do it because I hate chop. I just have a thing about it. Lori is the chop queen. She knows how to do that stuff, and I just sit there and it's like, oh my goodness. And after she does it, I can see it, but no, that's not my thing. So I don't trade that. I just stay away from it. But this is where peeing comes in. You truly have to pee. That patience and being picky about what you want. This, especially for the ladies in here, and all you guys who have wives that go shopping. It's a little bit like going shopping, and you know just what you're looking for, but you can't find it. So if you go and shop and shop and shop, and it's nope, that's not it. No, that doesn't go with this. No, I don't like that. That isn't going to go with this other thing. No. And finally, it's like, oh, I found just what I was looking for. And that's kind of what trading is like. It's kind of like you're going shopping for the very best stuff, and it's what you need that goes with this and goes with that. So when you don't find what you're looking for, don't buy it. Stay out of there and wait. Either the time will change or something else will turn up. But chop in the morning typically means trends in the afternoon, and vice versa. If you have nice trends in the morning and you've made your money and you're happy and your tick bank is just where you want it and all that stuff, then that's it. Forget it. You're done. Because in the afternoon, it likely will chop around and you will end up giving it all back. Okay. Oh, and speaking of which, we had some questions in this chat this morning about money management. So I wanted to touch on that. Number one, if you're new, what we are doing in here is gathering ticks. Daryl wants to keep this room absolutely on ticks. And I couldn't agree with him more, because some people are trading Nadex, some are trading futures. In the futures, some people are trading the big contract, some are trading mini contracts, and some are trading micro contracts. And the whole point of what we're doing is to help us all learn how to be better traders, but to get those entries and exits. So the dollar amount doesn't really matter. That'll come later. That's not the important thing right now. The important thing right now is to get those ticks. And there are a couple of really great posts. Daryl did one on that 5% rule, and he has used that for years and years, and it really works. So get in there. Craig was nice enough to post the link to that in the forum, but use that 5% rule. And the other thing is, if I've seen another great idea in here from time to time, somebody says that they place 5 trades a day. They either hit their goal or 5 trades, whichever comes first. And that's it. They're done. So once you learn the strategy and you've got the peeing down and you've got the entries and the trade management down, the rest of it will come. But that 5% rule is designed to keep you trading for a long time. So be sure and use that. I think that's it. Let's see. The news, we got the VIX, and I can't think of anything else. So if anybody has any questions, this noontime hour is a good time to post your charts and get some help. If there are things that you just get frustrated with and you just don't get it and you can't see it and whatever else, most of the time it's something really, really, really small. And as soon as somebody points it out to you, it's like, well, good grief, yes, I